전 본 적 있으세요? 있죠? 전 본 사람이 많을 수 있겠다. 근데 그거 왜 그럴까? Finally, the role of fortune telling is tied to anxiety. 오늘은 영어로 모든 이야기를 해볼 겁니다. Hello, this is Whistle. Welcome to my channel. I'm a writer with pre-published essay books. I create content with the mindset of crafting personal editorials through video. If my work can inspire you in any way, that would bring me great joy. Today, I will be conducting the entire session in English. Just a few months ago, I used to stumble over my words due to my fear of speaking English. But now, thanks to Cambly, I can now confidently deliver my content entirely in English. I know I still have a long way to go, but I wanted to show that I'm willing to take on challenges, even if I'm not perfect yet. Currently, Cambly is offering their lowest prices of the year. As part of their Black Friday promotion, you can get up to 50% off. And that's not all. There is another special event starting today. If you purchase a 12-month plan, you will receive 60-minute bonus. If you're looking to start your English learning journey or want personalized guidance from a tutor, head over to Cambly now. 오늘은 영어로 모든 이야기를 해볼 겁니다. 제가 말하고 싶은 주제에 대해서. 제가 이번 콘텐츠를 영어로 얘기하려고 하는 이유는 저란 사람으로서도 그렇게 생각하지만 여러분들한테 보여지는 허위슬이라는 크리에이터로서의 아이덴티티는 잘 하지 못해도 계속하고 결국은 해내는 사람이라고 생각하거든요. 잘하지 못하는 제 모습에서 얻는 위로나 용기 같은 게 있을 거라고 생각하고, 제가 처음에 책을 냈을 때는 그렇게까지 큰 기대감이 없었을 거라고도 생각해요. 하지만 전 지금 3권의 책을 냈고 또 하나를 쓰고 있거든요. 그래서 그냥 그 사실만으로 그래도 처음보다는 꽤 많은 분들이 저를 작가로서 인정해주고 있구나 라고 느끼거든요. 스스로는 아직 부족하다고 생각하지만 제가 버벅거리고 영어를 말하는데 그렇게 익숙하지 않은 이 영상도 결국엔 과정이 될 겁니다. 왜냐면 저는 잘하게 될 거거든요. 계속 할 거니까요. 그래서 자신감을 가지고 한번 해보겠습니다. Today, as usual, I will be discussing a topic that interests me. The topic I want to talk about is why are Koreans so fascinated by shamanism? 93% of my viewers live in Korea. 한국 분들이시죠? Do you have a religion? First of all, I don't have a specific religion. According to a recent survey, 53% of Koreans identify as non-religious. That's more than half. The younger the generation, the higher the proportion of non-religious individuals. There are several factors that explain why the proportion of non-religious people is increasing. 무교인 분들 많으시죠? 이거 보고 계신 분들도 많으실 것 같고, 저도 무교고 어떤 특정한 종교를 믿고 있다고 얘기하기는 힘들거든요. 그러니까 왜 그렇게 됐냐를 보자면, First, there's disillusionment with traditional religions. With the negative coverage of religious figures and institutions in the media, people have become more distant from religion. Second, people think religion doesn't solve real-life problems. It doesn't help with everyday difficulties, stress in relationships, or things like money, job prospects, or social status. People also feel it doesn't provide psychological comfort or peace of mind. Third, there's been a noticeable shift in societal attitudes. As Korea increasingly embraces queer rights, reproductive rights, and minority rights, conservative religious perspectives are becoming less aligned with the value of everyday life. 그러니까 하나는 기존 종교에 대한 환멸이고, 두 번째는 실제 생활에서 그렇게 도움이 되지 않는다고 생각하는 거죠. 종교가. 세 번째는 사회적인 인식이 달라졌다는 거죠. 이제 뭐 어떤 성소수자의 인권이나 아니면 낙태의 권리 같은 게 기존의 종교 혹은 전통적인 종교의 관점과 되게 동떨어져 있다라고 생각하는 것 같고, 근데 여기서 중요한 점이 또 있습니다. Now I have another question for you. Have you ever consulted a fortune teller? According to a survey, 40% of Koreans have consulted a fortune teller. However, based on my personal experience, I think the number might be even higher. It seems like I get a fortune-telling reading at least once a year. Around New Year's or the end of the year, I naturally feel like checking my fortunes for the coming year. This year, I even got 사주 read twice. It's not just me. Fortune telling has become quite popular among the MZ generation. Interestingly, this age group also has the highest percentage of non-religious individuals in Korea. Why do Koreans love fortune telling so much? I looked into various reasons to back up this interest. 전 본 적 있으세요? 있죠? 없어요? 그러면 하다못해 전 본 친구도 있을걸? 내 주위에는 뭐 사주, 신점, 타로, 관상, 손금 뭐 이런 거 진짜 뭐라도 하나 안 본 사람이 거의 없는 것 같거든요. 그러니까 우리나라에는 참 전 본 사람이 많을 수 있겠다. 근데 그거 왜 그럴까를 이야기를 해보겠습니다. First, there are more platforms available for accessing shamanistic practices. You can find fortune teller not only through mobile apps and websites, but also on social media platforms like Instagram and YouTube. Even if people don't truly believe, there's been an increase in younger people consulting fortune tellers for fun. Fortune telling sometimes serves as a way for people to define themselves. The MBTI craze in Korea was a social phenomenon. Although MBTI helps people understand others, it's also used to help people understand themselves better and form a framework for personal growth. Koreans value relationships and tend to focus on how they appear within those relationships as they grow up. Therefore, the MBTI test results, which provide explanation about oneself without requiring lengthy contemplation, are naturally appealing to Korean. Fortune telling serves a similar function. It offers insight into one's personality, strengths, weaknesses, and even suggests suitable career path. Kind of like a live consultation service that's very easy to access. Additionally, fortune tellers can act as a kind of psychological counselor. While the use of psychiatric or psychological counseling has increased in Korea, it's still not always easy to access. In Korea, the word Han describes a deep emotional pain or sorrow that people often hold inside. Koreans tend to bottle up their feelings and endure hardship silently, which can lead to unsolved emotional struggles. Many Koreans may find themselves speaking to a fortune teller about things they can't share with others, especially among older generation. Finally, the role of fortune telling is tied to anxiety. This can also be connected to the second reason why people are leaving religion, as they feel religion doesn't address their real-life concerns. For some, fortune telling is an easy and accessible way to resolve anxiety. 그러니까 왜 이렇게 코리안들이 좋아하는가 이런 점 보는 걸. 그래서 첫 번째로는 접근성이 좋아졌다는 거죠. 뭐 앱도 있고 점 보시는 분들 유튜브 진짜 많이 하죠. 그리고 인스타그램도 많이 하고. 그래서 젊은 층들 사이에서 사실 그렇게 믿지 않아도 재미를 위해서 보는 사람들이 있다는 거고, 이건 제 생각인데 MBTI 같은 역할을 한다고 생각해요. 나를 좀 정의해주고 나 말고 다른 사람도 정의해주고 막 갈팡질팡 진로 고민을 할 때 너한테는 이게 적합하단다 이렇게 말해주는 경향도 있고, 그리고 심리 상담사의 역할도 한다고 생각합니다. 사람들이 잘 말 못하잖아요, 우리나라 사람들. 그래서 한이 맺혔다, 한이라는 게 한국인의 고유한 슬픔의 정서라고 얘기도 할 만큼. 근데 그걸 이제 돈을 주고 점을 보러 가서 막 하소연을 할 수 있다. 그것만으로 심리 상담사의 역할을 하기도 하고 거기서 위로도 받기도 하고 어떤 해결책을 주기도 하잖아요. 마지막으로는 저는 불안하다고 생각해요. 점을 보는 이유가 불안해서다라는 거고, 그래서 그 불안을 아주 쉽게 해소할 수 있는 방법이 또 점이 아닌가. 너 지금 이럴 때라서 그래, 이런 얘기를 해주잖아요, 점 보면. As I became more interested in this social cultural phenomena among Koreans, I started to wonder what people in other countries think. So I used Cambly to ask tutors from around the world about similar cultural trends in their countries. Oh, where are you from? Canada,
Well,
right?
I'm from Canada, but I
Yeah.
don't live in Canada. I live in Cambodia.
Do
Okay,
you have a religion?
not really anymore, but I was raised as a Roman Catholic.
Have you heard
Me?
your person?
Yeah, probably twice
Oh,
in my life in Canada. It's not really prevalent in Canada in general. Now in Cambodia,
yeah.
wow. Yeah.
There's many fortune tellers.
Yes, all
Oh.
kinds of them. Some of them with cards, some with shaking sticks. There are some of the monks. Numbers are really a big thing here. I don't really understand it, but because they don't say this is a good number, this is a bad number, this one's lucky, this one's not. If you're going to go and get a SIM card, you know, a telephone number, and you could choose from a list of telephone numbers, and some numbers are much more expensive because they are lucky. If someone is going to get married here,
Okay.
you don't just choose a date that is convenient for you.
Yeah.
You usually go to a monk, a specific monk, and he will tell you what the lucky date is for you to be married. I don't know how they know.
What do you think about people who consulted fortune teller?
Something in medicine they call the placebo effect. Have you heard the word placebo?
Yeah, placebo.
Yeah,
I
right.
know.
Yeah, you know, like he gives you a pill. It's only sugar, but you believe
Yeah.
it will make
Only
you better.
vitamin.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it
Extra.
does make you better.
Yeah.
I think the same placebo effect. A fortune teller tells you that
Yeah.
you're going to make a lot of money, and you believe that well enough, and in your subconscious mind actually assists you in making some money.
Have you ever had your fortune?
Have I ever had my fortune told? No.
Yeah.
I haven't actually ever had my fortune told. Like, I never went to a person and they read my future. Have you ever seen the movie Eve's Bayou?
No.
Oh, okay, so you're
What kind of movie?
Yeah, you should see it. I think you will. I think you will like, because it's all those Creoles and the fortune telling, all that stuff in that movie.
What do you think about people who consulted fortune tellers?
I don't think anything is wrong with it, because I think people have a gift sometimes and they can help people.
However, I didn't bring up this topic solely to discuss religion or shamanism. While I previously went into detail about why Koreans are drawn to shamanistic practices, I believe there's a single underlying reason for this trend. It is anxiety. 불안에 대한 이야기를 하고 싶어서 이 이야기를 가지고 왔거든요. 지금부터는 그 얘기입니다. Anxiety about the future, self-doubt, and the uncertainty that arises in chaotic situations. All these factors weigh heavily on us. The world full of triggers that make us anxious, yet it's surprisingly rare to find practical advice on how to manage these feelings wisely. Many books on the subject suggest that anxiety isn't something to be eliminated, but rather managed. They encourage viewing anxiety on a scale rather than seeing it in binary terms. For instance, imagine your anxiety level on a scale of 0 to 10. Personally, I define my own scale. 0 to 1, a state of rest or sleep. 2 to 4, comfortable levels while working or socializing. 5 to 7, manageable anxiety that I can cope with. 8 or above, a critical state where immediate action is required to alleviate the anxiety. Many books also advise focusing on what's within your control. Accept and acknowledge yourself as you are. Exercise and meditation are often recommended as helpful tools. But let's be honest, these suggestions can feel hollow when anxiety takes hold. When you are overwhelmed and can't focus on anything, being told to focus on your breath, stay present, might seem like empty words. Asking someone paralyzed by anxiety to just do something can feel insensitive, even if it's well-meaning. 이게 뭐 현재에 있어라, 그리고 본인이 컨트롤할 수 있는 것만 신경 써라, 이런 말을 많이 하죠. 그리고 운동이나 명상이 불안을 관리하는 데 도움이 된다고도 얘기를 하고, 근데 이제 이게 와닿진 않잖아요. 막 불안에 휩싸여 있을 때, 그리고 막 너무 우울하고 무기력하고 번아웃에 빠져 있을 때 그래도 뭔가를 해라는 말은 되게 형편없는 조언 같잖아요. That said, there's truth in these recommendations. Anxiety stems from thoughts anchored in the future, while depression often arises from dwelling on the past. When we worry about what's to come, we become anxious. When we believe our present state is due to past failures, we feel depressed. Breaking this cycle requires a shift to the present moment. 불안은 우리가 생각이 미래에 있을 때 오는 것이고, 우울은 과거에 있을 때 오는 거래요. 그래서 미래 생각을 하다가 난 지금 왜 이렇지? 아, 그 과거에 그렇게 됐었구나 라고 해서 이런 사이클이 악순환이 도는 거죠. 그래서 이 사이클을 깨려면 현재에 집중하는 게 가장 좋은 방법이다. On the surface, I may not seem like someone who struggles with anxiety, but I've wrestled with it for a long time. Even now, I wouldn't say I'm completely free from it. I've spent countless hours pondering what I want to do, whether I'm on the right path, and who I truly am. These thoughts often spiraled into anxiety and at times even lethargy. To break free from this cycle, I turn to books and various forms of content implementing what they advised. For the past 3 years, I've written every morning. When anxiety or emotional turbulence hits, I meditate. Focusing on my breath, I strive to ground myself in the present. I fond of the saying, if you don't know where to go, go anywhere. Whenever I'm unsure about my next steps or feel lost in life direction, I choose to invest in things that will undoubtedly benefit me in the long run. This mindset naturally led me to prioritize exercise and English study. Just as people eagerly recommend a great restaurant or movie they've enjoyed, I feel compelled to share the joy I found in activities like reading, meditation, exercise, and language learning. I want to pass on this sense of fulfillment to my audience. 제가 보기에는 뭐 안 불안해 보일지도 모르겠고 어느 강연 가면 어떻게 그렇게 확신 있게 본인의 인생을 사느냐에 대한 질문을 많이 하세요. 제가 막 진로 강연도 가고 하니까. 근데 저는 그렇게 확신이 있거나 불안하지 않은 사람이 아니거든요. 불안함을 잘 관리하려고 노력하는 사람이죠. 그래서 그냥 제 개인적인 경험 안에서 알 수 있는 건 불안을 관리하는 데 도움이 된다고 이야기하는 활동들 있잖아요. 본인을 위한 투자를 하는 외국어 공부를 한다든지 이런 게 정말 도움이 되거든요. 저한테는 이거 진짜 좋았는데 한번 해보면 어때? 라는 이야기를 하고 싶은 거거든요. However, as a 7-year YouTube veteran, I'm well aware that content promoting self-improvement, meditation, or exercise isn't particularly popular. These messages often come across as abstract and lack immediacy. Without consistent efforts, it's hard to see their benefits. Unlike fortune telling, which offers quick and seemingly precise answers, these practices might seem too serious or even dull. 재미없잖아요, 그죠? 해보지 않으면 잘 이게 효과적인지 잘 모르고. But you're different. You're special, right? 여기까지 보신 여러분은 특별합니다. 제가 하고 있는 말이 그렇게 막 도파민 터지는 말도 아니고 유창하지 않은 영어로 메시지를 전하고 있는데 여기까지 보셨다면 대단한 겁니다. I'm not saying you shouldn't rely on fortune telling or similar practices to cope with anxiety. Do whatever helps you manage it effectively. Anxiety, at its worst, can threaten your very existence, and survival often requires action. However, based on my experience, the most sustainable way to manage anxiety long-term is to focus on what you can control and invest in yourself. The central theme of my content is always know yourself, recognize your value, and let's be happy together. Even when the topics vary, that core message remains the same. I hope those who spend their time watching my videos find comfort and happiness. 이전 영상에서도 말했지만 제 영상에 늘 내재되어 있는 핵심 주제는 자기 자신을 잘 알고 당신의 가치를 찾아서 같이 행복하자 이거든요. 요즘 콘텐츠는 사실 시간 싸움이에요. 근데 귀중한 여러분들의 시간을 제 콘텐츠에 사용해준 우리 구독자 여러분은 제발 편안하고 행복했으면 좋겠다. And for helping me share this message in English, I'm grateful to Cambly. I've been using Cambly for 7 months now, and this marks our first collaboration. Honestly, I think Cambly might love me as much as I love it. The time I spent studying on Cambly has been instrumental in my journey to understanding and sharing these messages. This recommendation comes from a genuine desire to share the joy I've experienced. Cambly 고맙습니다. 광고를 자주 줘서 고맙기도 하지만 정말 제가 이거를 충분히 느낄 수 있고 이런 메시지를 심지어 영어로 전할 수 있게 된 건 정말 덕이 있거든요. 캠블리에 대해서. 사용해보니까 도움이 돼요. 꾸준히 사용할수록 더 그렇고요. 그래서 만약에 정말 하실 생각이 있다면 지금 할인을 하기도 하고 제 채널에서 할인 코드를 제공하기도 하니까 캠블리에 접속해서 한번 고려해 보시는 것도 좋을 것 같다고 생각합니다. 여기까지 제 콘텐츠를 보시느라 고생했다고 얘기하고 싶네요. 감사하기도 하지만 너무 감사하고요. 다음에 또 좋은 콘텐츠로 찾아뵙겠습니다. 필슬이었습니다. Bye bye. Thank you so much. I love you. 목이 매네. 영어 하려니까.